Okay, let's begin. I titled uh, this webinar, "The Blueprint Massive." You've always heard that if you want to get massive traffic, you got to take massive action. And here recently, I've done that in a couple of venues. One of them has been on my own website, my own domain at ernestodell.com. And I just wanted to show you that sometimes you get into ad networks where they might ban your domain name. Skinny Body Care is one of them that gets a lot of saturation in some of the buy-sell ads in the intermediary sites. There's some publications over here in the buy-sell ads that won't allow SBC's link over there. And a lot of it is just due to, the past 4 or 5 years, a lot of people just going over there and, um, saturating the sites. So when you try to place your ad in some of these intermediary sites, you wonder, well, what do? Well, you've got to go through alternative sources, and link shorteners and stuff like that don't always work because they can see where your link is being redirected to, and if it's being redirected to um, a blocked domain or a subdomain, it's still going to read it and block it. Now you might be able to go through IBO Toolbox. Okay, IBO Toolbox is a great little tool that I have found, to oh well, I might spell it right and I might get over there. IBO Toolbox.com. And this little tool has been around for several years, and it's free to sign up. You can buy credits, and it's got all kinds. Now they do have some extremely good rank and tools in there. And once you sign up, okay, go into the login and set up your feature and post on a regular basis if you want to, and get some connections there. They do allow some posting, and you can write newsletters. They do get good ranking in the search engines, your keywords that are used here. But one of the nice little tools that I have found, that if you want a good tool shortener, Google has a URL shortener that you can use, or you can come over here into the IBO Toolbox membership and look at the IBO URL, and you can come in here and create an alias URL for a particular website. You can check it out and see where it goes to because in a lot of these, especially on Facebook, um, which is a different animal, they don't allow you to post links to some of the sites that have been saturated in Facebook. You might be able to get away with posting a URL from back here in the IBO Toolbox, okay? Um, I haven't had any problem, posting any links to my domain. I've had this for about 9 or 10 years now. And you can always post a link in Facebook on your timeline walls, your pages, and your groups. If you choose to advertise in Facebook groups, you can use a blog post, and normally it will get populated into the feed. The downside to posting in Facebook groups is there's a lot of noise in the groups where everybody else is posting, um, and your ad gets pushed down to the bottom of the feed real fast. So if I was to open up one of these groups real quick for an example, and this is busy work, and I know a lot of people use it to reach a few people, but you really don't get quality leads, number one. Okay, if you're really looking to get quality traffic. I just pasted my link in there, and as soon as it populated the first image on the page, then I can take the link out and post the link. It's still got it embedded within the post itself. The downside here is if you do it a lot, you can get slapped into Facebook jail, because Facebook wants most of their traffic to stay internal. You don't want to do this too much. It depends. If you do it 5 or 10 times, 20 or 50 times, you might get away with it for a while. You might not. If you use an auto poster, you're sure enough going to get slapped faster than Chris Christie can go through a box of donuts. Okay. But the best way, if you're going to advertise on Facebook, is use some of their native ads. I mean, just go through here and look at their manage ads and create ads and pay for some ads and work with Facebook. I'm not going to run through a Facebook ad teaching course right now. But when you get over to a post like this, you wonder, how can I get a lot of traffic to a post or my website? To date, there's a little over 500,000 total page views. Okay, 17,000 of them came in last Thursday on one article, and 21,000 of them came in yesterday on another article. Some days there's only 4,000 or 5,000 hits. Other days there's just a couple of hundred hits. What it all boils down to is, if you're posting on a Facebook blog, and if you have a blog, use it at least once a day, and you can also repurpose. When you repurpose an ad or somebody else's post, and let me give an example of this, okay? Back here on this blog post that I posted yesterday, I basically took this from another website, another blog. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, isn't that plagiarizing? No, as long as you give them outbound credence or their credentials. And you got this up here. The name of the person is down here at the bottom of the post. Jeff Rum, founder and CEO of Ignite Faction Co. And he's over at Twitter. So if I wanted to see his profile over here at Social Media Today, the only reason I went over to Social Media Today and even repurposed one of their blogs is because if you give an occasional outbound blog repurposing on your blog, you give outbound credentials and outbound cred, it will help to increase the links and the backlinks to your website through the pinging directories, because in the back of most blogs, they do have an RPC link set up for a ping directory where the blogs talk to each other, so you get into the good content and high content neighborhoods. All right. This is going to increase your exposure, and you don't even have to advertise your blog, your blog post. When they get over to your blog or your blog post, they're going to read some of your blogs, they're going to follow maybe some of the other links, and perhaps they'll even subscribe on your blog. Now, I do offer people to come in as a contributor if they don't have a blog. I'll work with them and I'll teach them how to become a contributor. They can log in and contribute, but they won't be at an admin level, okay? And they need to contact me personally, if they want to, put their blogs into a particular category or tags, and I'll show them how to use a blog. I do get a lot of good traffic on this blog. Okay, and I do occasionally do some repurposing. One of the biggest, I'd say biggest tools that I have is the access to the directory of e-zines. And when you write your own e-zines or you write your own solo ad in an e-zine, it's like a small email inside an article of human subscribers. Take, for instance, DEMC. The DEMC I subscribe to on a regular basis, have for years. They do allow advertising, and they do have co-authors and writers over there. If you do write, okay, remember that you've got to have some strong writing skills, and they do check, on places like ezinearticles.com. They do check for grammar and punctuation and quality of high quality original articles. You can use this as a co-author to put your information in in your bio back to your site, or back to your author bio if you are a co-contributor over at another blog, say for instance over on my blog, if you were a co-contributor over there. Because each person who contributes, okay, of course, I'm the admin of ErnestO'Dell.com, of course it's going to be me. So they would go in and they would see who is the admin. They would see my picture. If I let it show, I don't let it show because I'm not that photogenic. But one of the things I wanted to play for you real quick, this is about, I think it's about a 3-minute video, 3.5-minute video. I would like for you guys to watch this, and then we will talk more about solo ads and e-zines and how to get traffic back to your business page through organic means, okay? And I'll go ahead and start it, and I'll mute myself and just let you listen in, and let me know if you can hear it or if you can't hear it. We'll work on that.
This is Charlie Page, owner of the directory.
I can't hear it, I think, because you muted it.
Okay, hang on. Let me start it over for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Tony, could you hear it?
No, you were muted.
Okay. It was probably because I muted my mic and I needed to leave it off mute. So I'll leave my mic off mute so you can hear it.
Great.
I'll start it over. I may have to reload the page. There we go. Let me reload the page. Maybe it'll start now.
Hi everybody, this is Charlie Page, owner of the Directory of eZines, and the other day I was asked, what are solo ads? It's a good question. Solo ads are email ads that are sent alone to a specific mailing list. They go out by themselves, hence the name solo. Now here's one example of a solo ad. This is a plain text looking ad. I've blurred out the hyperlinks, but you see this came in looking like an email that might come from my brother or from my best friend. Solo ads also look like this. They can be very graphical in nature. This is one from Bluehost. Very pretty, Christmas in July with a shopping code on it. People like to save money. So this is a good example of a solo ad too. So they can be plain text looking like this, like most of the email you receive, or they can look like a little baby web page right there in your email program. They stand alone, hence the name solo. They go out by themselves. It's not one of several ads that appears in an email. It's going out by itself, so it's called a solo ad. So who sends out solo ads? Number one, people who own their own mailing list can send a solo ad anytime they want to. A solo is just an ad that is selling a product, sending out to a list. So if you own your own list, you can send a solo ad today. eZine publishers, people who publish online newsletters, will sell you for a very reasonable fee a solo ad to their list. In other words, they will send your email ad to their list for a fee. Now, there is a new breed of solo ad sellers online. You've got to be careful here. They sell clicks. That's all they're selling. They'll sell you 50 or 100 or 500 clicks to their mailing list. They're not really eZine publishers. They just have a mailing list and they send a lot of email to it, so you have to be careful. The people sell clicks to their lists. And then JV partners. If you're in a joint venture with someone who has a mailing list of their own, they will send email out to their list to sell your product. That's a joint venture. So how can you send solo ads? This is a wonderful question because solo ads are very, very effective. There really are three ways. Number one, build a list of your own. Always a good idea, but it takes a little bit of time, right? Number two, you can buy a solo ad from an eZine publisher. You find somebody who's publishing a newsletter in the niche that you're promoting, and then you say to them, would you sell me a solo ad into your list? And they say, sure, here's the price, and you give them the ad copy, and they send it to their mailing list, and you get all of the clicks and make all of the sales. Or you can do a joint venture with someone who already has a list by saying, would you send this email for me to your list, and when sales are made, we'll share the profits. Solo ads are powerful because they get all of the attention. They stand alone. It's your ad for your product going out to somebody else's mailing list, and that's a very, very powerful thing. Plus, this is email marketing, and we all know that email marketing has the highest return on investment of any type of marketing online. I have an entire course that you can get for free called Traffic and Conversions with eZine Marketing, and if you want it, just go to charliepage.com and you'll see the sign-up form. It's a great course. It has 7 short videos, just like this one. It takes you through the entire world of eZines and shows you how to get started. This is Charlie Page. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Okay, now let me
Hi,
go
everybody.
back,
This is Charlie Page.
turn that off, and come back to this point. This particular point that he brought up about click sellers, we've seen them before, and I want to give people caution, especially people over in Skinny Body Care, SBC, MOB, MTTB, Digital Altitude. I don't care what you're running, U.S. Home Workforce, $50 gift card. It can be over at MyCash Freebies, Instant Rewards, any freebie site. These are called click mills. They're click sellers. The Udemy community is full of people who will sell you, quote, solo ad clicks. They can guarantee you solo ad clicks to your site, but the emails that are harvested from the internet are done so in contravention of the CAN-SPAM Act of 2003. They are inserted by robots into your form if it doesn't have an anti-robot CAPTCHA form on it. Let me give you an example what an anti-robot CAPTCHA form would look like. If we went over to ClickBank, okay, and went to log in through their back office, if you have a ClickBank account, the first thing you would do is, put in your username and your password, and then you would say, "I'm not a robot." And that CAPTCHA form is going to come up and ask you for, select all images of a storefront, or, select all images of mountains or river or water. A robot can't do this, so a robot would detect a CAPTCHA form and then just, move on to the next site. So if I was to click here, here, and here and here for storefronts, and then click on verify, it would then allow me to log in. All right, I could click there and then log in. If you go to a website like, let's say, Skinny Body Care, we go to DMS Group, SBC Powerline, okay? This would be like one of the sites that would be crawled by these ClickBank, not ClickBank, but these ClickMills, these robots. They would put in, if they have the name and email, put in the first name, last name, email, and if they have the phone number from a scrape that they did illegally on the internet, they would plug all this stuff in by robotic software and then put that information in here by automatically clicking it through a function through the back page. Yeah, you would see a lot of leads coming in, but what happens is when your autoresponder kicks in and starts sending the emails out to these people who did not sign up for this, and they see this, they start complaining about spam, and they turn you in for spam. They'll get you shut down and kicked out. They'll get you kicked out of Mobe. They will get you kicked out of your autoresponders. They will get you kicked out of your company. They will get your company's autoresponders shut down and blacklisted on the internet. So when I say extremeleadprogram.com, that's one of the ClickMills. Okay, this guy, I don't know if he's aware of it, and if he is, he needs to be, given some bad publicity. But you go over here and you buy follow-up email design, solo email ads. They're doing, basically, they're looking at your website, they take your URL, they write an ad, and they send it out there, but it gets picked up by these ClickMills, okay? So they're worthless. They guarantee you 1 million hits or 500,000 hits for $100 or $15,000. Some of them have, the absolute unmitigated gall to charge money for absolute thievery. I'm going to call them what they are, thieves. Okay, some of them know better, some of them don't. Another community of resellers, and I would say some of them might be reputable, some of them might not be. Okay, some of them might be better than others. But if you don't know the source of who you're dealing with, then I wouldn't spend my money over there. Yeah, these people will say, oh, 48 cents per click, 42 cents per click, 64 cents per click. Yeah, I got a special deal. I got 2,400 happy buyers. It's, if you don't know where the traffic is coming from, that's the problem. Here, if you sign up, and this is one of the people that I do business with, if you sign up, they've got a dedicated readership of human eyeballs. Ernest Odell is one of them. I subscribe. I don't write for them. I just subscribe to them. I do advertise with them occasionally. They do have different advertising packages and rates. Okay. These are just two of them, DEMC.com, okay? And you could come over here, you could write a little solo ad, one top sponsor ad at the cost of $25. It'll be sent out in one issue to their circulation of 55,000 readers. Now, what's the advantage of sending out an email of 65 characters wide and 65 or 5 lines of copy? That's just a top sponsor ad, okay? Well, it's going to be seen by all the subscribers. Is that going to guarantee that you're going to get, you know, these people visit your site? No. How well you write your ad, your headline, your call to action, and, you know, everything in there, that depends on you and your writing skills, okay? If you write a crappy ad, you're going to have crappy results. If you write a good, strong ad with a good, strong headline, good, strong internal content, and good, strong call to action with your link, yeah, you're going to make some connections there. The purpose of writing a solo ad is not necessarily to make a sale, but to get a sign up, okay? Let me stress that again. The purpose of any solo ad in any category, whether it's health and wealth, business opportunity, or pets and dogs and cats, is to get their subscription to your autoresponder. If you don't have an autoresponder, you need to get one. If you don't have a blog, you need to get one or joint venture with someone, okay? If you know somebody like Willie Crawford, who's big in the internet industry, Anik Singhal and some of these others, they've got big readerships. Shakir Hussein, Alex Mandossian, Joe Vitale, you know, perhaps you can run a joint venture with them and find out, you know, what kind of share that they would like, or they just might want to charge you a one-time fee. They may want some kind of deal set up in a recurring deal with them, okay? If you don't know what a joint venture is, you might reach out and ask them. You might sign up on Charlie, his directory of e-zines, and I can provide you with that link. Another form in the solo ad industry is the full-blown solo ad, where you get 65 characters wide, 65 lines, one distribution for $60, 3 distributions for $162, okay, which is about a dollar per thousand. At 55,000, it goes out in 3 issues, all right? And they'll tell you, as soon as you write this and you put your ad in there and then click next, they will tell you, after you pay for it, which issue it will come up in, and you will get a copy of it, because you will probably be required to at least subscribe so that you can get a copy of it, so you can see it, so that you can track it. Another thing you want to do when you plug your URL into a solo ad or a top sponsor ad is use some kind of tracking that will give you an idea where your traffic's coming from, okay? If you're running an ad over on, like, you know, the blog, I had to do a little jumping through hoops today. Let me get out of here and log out. Hope you're taking notes. Let me log this out. Okay. What I had to do today, because when I was placing an ad over here at the buy sell ads, I was in the family and parenting category that you see here. I've got several ads running with Must Have Mom and the Mom and More, because they're mom-centric, family-centric. They have a family-centric audience. This is an intermediary or an intermediate media buy site where they plug the ad in for you, okay? Instead of, you know, this right here is an ad service, runs in the column from AdPlug. It's just a different ad service. There's a variety of ads running in here. So if you went over to, you know, ernestodell.com and you wanted to see the Charlie page, directory of e-zines, it would bring you over to his site where you could sit there and watch that video. They are going up. This is a directory to many of the e-zines that I just showed you one. The DEMC is just one of the many e-zines that they have a directory to, okay? And they're going up $100 because if you don't have a private membership in the DOE, you will not be able to promote the ClickBank link after September the 1st. They're going up $100 right now. It's $197 lifetime, no monthlies. It's one-time fee. But after the September the 1st, or shortly after September the 1st, they're going up another $100 for $297. The upside of that is they do offer the payment processor of ClickBank, which is the oldest affiliate marketing network in addition to Commission Junction on the internet, and they pay a 50% commission. So you can roughly make anywhere from $90 per sale, $90 to $95 per sale, minus any clawbacks and fees, to $148 when they go up on their price. And it's well worth it because I've got this right here, and I'm going to log in and I'm going to show you, once you have access to this, how you can get access to the various training videos, the directories, everything. First thing you do is you go in here as a new member. You got 60 days to try it out. If you don't like it, just like any other ClickBank product, 60 days, you don't want it, you can get your money back, total refund, but you won't have access to your links no more, and the ClickBank links won't work, okay? This is an investment I will never regret, okay? I have made more money with this little tool right here, just with the directory. And you can go through the Quick Start Guide, the Learning Center, the Affiliate Center, Rewards Program, the Resource Center. There's tons in there. But my main concern was getting back here. Now, I correspond with Charlie Page on a regular basis by phone, email, and by text and contact form. I have given him several other sources to look at to add value to this, okay? One of the biggest niches that we as advertisers in any business opportunity, you got to find people that are targeted. I'm going to click on that, and here's a number of e-zines. There's a DEMC. The Dollar Mines has got a warning on it because they just don't produce anymore. I've had ads with Richard before over here, and they just didn't produce well. He does have a warning up here that we've had constant complaints about this e-zine delivering very few clicks from solo ads. They're the same e-zine ads, you know, with a solo ad or a classified ad. The downside to them is that they are very expensive and they don't deliver that well, okay? To give you an idea what the website looks like, it's you can click here and subscribe to their e-zines. You can go over here and look at their advertising prices, and you will see that, you know, they can go up to $400 for all 353, you would pay for it and then go in there and go back to the site and write the ad and send it to them, and they would place it. You can write a top sponsor ad for $49. You can write to a partial list, $250,000 for $200, or 70,000 subscribers for $100, $99.95. You can run a bottom sponsor ad if you want to. You can run a little classified ad, and it's sent out to all 353,000 subscribers. The downside to advertising over here is that the dollar mines is not as productive as they used to be. I found the dollar mines through another source before I saw them here. When you get back into the directory, there's other business opportunity niches in there and categories like advertising and marketing, business, knowledge and learning, humor and comedy. You wouldn't believe how many women subscribe to humor and comedy. But what you're looking at is the concentration of, the subscriber base. They're all human receivers. They receive these e-zines. 353,000 subscribers at dollar mines. They might be general interest business opportunity, whereas DEMC, as I showed you, is 55,000 readers. Okay, there's a little thumbnail of their website that we just went to. Well, if you're talking about business opportunities for health and wealth and SBC or Mobium TTB or something like that, if you're talking to these people in a general interest, you're not going to get that many returns. It's better to have a smaller list of, say, 50,000 of people who are more concentrated into business opportunities. They're already dedicated buyers. They're looking to kick the tires. One of the nice things about SBC is they can take a test drive. Okay, they can sign up on a weekend. They can take a test drive through the week, and they want to go over there and pull the trigger before the Thursday night midnight cutoff. Then they're in. If you want to promote some other business opportunity, getting them back to your landing page, and you can have a blog for a landing page. All right. So let's look at this, work at home jobs for moms and dads. It's more of a review, and review sites do very well. Okay. When you can give them some options, all right, and then place a banner or something down here at the bottom, or they might see the banners on the side. You might place a banner at the top of your ad. Okay. Let's go back down to, and yeah, I've got some other blog posts in here that attract a very large crowd of my Filipino readership. I've got a big following in the Philippines, okay? Several thousand people in the Philippines. My girlfriend lives over there, her sisters and the kids and everything, and I'm going back over there later on this summer. They know me, when I hit the airport. They know who Ernest Odell is if I'm in town. Oh, I see your post. It's kind of nice to be known in some places other than just here in the United States. But this is called repurposing, and it gets traffic when you've got the keywords plugged in, and of course, if you've got the Facebook plug-in plugged in. But down here at the bottom, I've got a little deal here for the SBC power line, because even the Filipinos can sign up to do this. And I put in just a little deal down here at the bottom. So, this is how you create traffic, is using the e-zines and organic traffic back to your site. please, please, please don't buy click mill stuff, okay? This right here, those click sellers, you know, this is a recent video that Charlie did, and I sent him information. I was, you know, letting him know that we had been running into this, and he's seen it. You know, he's seen the same problem. There are a lot of people in these new business opportunities that are being sucked in by the promise of big traffic when all they're doing is getting emails that were scraped off the internet or harvested, which is illegal. It's in violation of the CAN-SPAM Act, and they're not permission-based opt-in. So when they receive an autoresponder or even a confirmation message or double confirmation message from you, they don't know who you are. They're either going to ignore it, or they're going to, you know, trash it or delete it, or it's going to end up in their spam bucket, or they're going to report you for spam, or it'll just bounce, because a lot of those emails are bogus that they scrape off the internet. You can go on the internet and you can find scrapers and email harvesters. But if these people don't know you and they don't know who you are, then, you know, they're just going to complain. And I have a tool that I will randomly check through some of these emails, and I'll see their IP address where the email was entered. And it might be coming out of St. Petersburg, Russia, or Des Moines, Iowa, when the actual owner of the email, if you have their phone number and you can call them and get a hold of them, they live in Bridgeport, Connecticut, or Tucson, Arizona, nowhere near the IP where the email was entered, okay? That should be a red flag, all right? And then when they say, no, I don't remember ever signing up in this website that you might mention. I sleep, you know, during the day because I work nights. I actually had this conversation with two people, and I had two other people on a conference call with me to prove a point that these click sellers are not giving you your money's worth. I don't care who they're with. If you're just buying clicks, don't buy clicks. If you buy verified hand worked leads, you know, that have been preempted and put in, fine, call them up and follow up on them, okay? They do have a good service that does that over at SBC. SBC does have some ancillary services for these leads that are, I like to call them hand groomed, okay, because they do go through these and they pre-qualify them. Then there's others that have people come in and they sign up and, you know, they pre-qualify them. You have to reach out to these people and pre-qualify them. It doesn't matter what business you're in. If you're in SBC, MOB, MTTB, Digital Altitude, or if you're over in $50 gift card, instant rewards, My Cash freebies, EPS, Prosperity Online, I don't care what you're promoting, whether anybody thinks it's legitimate or not. It doesn't matter. If you buy these clicks from click mills, you're going to run into problems, because here's what happens. They say, oh, I've got a bunch of leads. Now I can import them into my autoresponder. I use Constant Contact. They're based out of Gdańsk, Poland. All right. AWeber, I think they're over here in the States. I've been using AWeber's affiliate program for years. I haven't used their autoresponder in quite some time, but I have corresponded with Tom Colzer, the owner of AWeber, okay? The autoresponder companies have done very well. Infusionsoft, Constant Contact, iContact, GetResponse, AWeber, MailChimp. There's a list of top 50 email autoresponder suppliers out there on the internet that, you know, they're pretty good at self-policing themselves, okay, because they have a reputation to protect. And it's not necessarily a concern for the law of the Canned Spam Act of 2003, but more for their reputation and deliverability. And when one customer can come in with 5,000 emails, which has happened in the recent 30 days, and hurt the deliverability of a company's email from their autoresponders, that causes problems, and that will get a customer's account shut down fast. I mean real fast. Like I said earlier, like Chris Christie going through a box of donuts. People wonder why I'm so hard on him, but I guess he's been losing a little weight. I shouldn't be so hard on him, I guess. But you want to make sure that you get your traffic in organically. Okay, organic traffic can be obtained from places like buy-sell ads because, like I said, when I was logged in earlier, tried to place an ad over here at Must Have Moms, and I tried to put in the email, or not the email, but the domain for a particular domain. They might have it blacklisted because of saturation or because of the bad practices of one of the affiliates over at that domain. So you never know why. All you can do is, maybe reach out to that company, buy-sell ads, and ask them, why is this particular domain blacklisted off of your company, all right, off of your website. I'm going to log into my little test account. I've got a corporate account where I run more campaigns, but even here in my test account, I'll run several campaigns in the $30 to $50 range, sometimes $75 or $100 a month range. And I'm getting some decent impressions, but impressions being what they are, that's all they are. Every time somebody hits your site, it will show an impression of your ad, whether they click on it or not. This is all you're paying for over here at buy-sell ads. But it works pretty good because you do get some click-throughs, okay? Now, if I had designed my banner ad a little bit better, perhaps I would have gotten better clicks, maybe a bigger ad or a bigger placement, all right? Well, where could I get a bigger placement ad? But, okay, let's say perhaps I go over to technology and I'm selling computers, and I go to Laptop Mag, which I have done before. I've done reviews of laptops. One of the key things that I look for is this right here, followers in Twitter. The mobile market is big. Now, this is big too, but these are expert reviews of new laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Well, who is the majority of users in this technology category? Young Gen Xers, millennials, 18 to 34, and this is not to exclude the 44 to 74 and 84-year-old market, because we do have some late adopters, okay? My older brother and his wife, they use texting, they use tablets, they use smartphones. So, they're in their 60s. I'm in my 60s. I use smartphones. I use tablets and laptops. So the mobile market is real good, all right, in this niche. So I would target something like this, and first I would go over here and look at what their website looks like and where would their ads show up. This is a top center banner ad in the 728 wide pixel by 90 high pixel high. 728 by 90 is a jumbo leaderboard industry standard banner. Banner ads do still work, okay? You know, a lot of people will say email doesn't work and banner ads don't work anymore. Well, how are they telling you that message? They're sending it to you in email, or they're saying something like that to that effect on a banner. Kind of makes you want to look at it, you know, kind of cock your head at a 45-degree angle and say, "Durr." You know, it doesn't compute. This is real good in a seasonal market for me, okay, to promote my dropship computer site with monitors, cameras, electronics, computer equipment, laptops, desktops, you name it. You can get some real good traction over here and make some halfway decent sales. Most people know that when they click on this or they click on this, it's probably going to go to something that requires a sale. Okay, they could be reading a review on one of these blog posts, and they are, you know, they do have some followers that, you know, come in off of that mobile market that read these reviews while they're at work, crossing the street, going to lunch, or coming back, or even sitting in the cubicle. So they're going to see this in a responsive environment on their device. And what would it cost you to place an ad over there in the little 728 by 90 top center is $12 per thousand, okay? So, you know, 200,000 of those ads would probably run you about $2,400, okay? If I was to look at 200,000 impressions, that's $2,400 for the month. That's probably close to 1,000 impressions a day, or just under 1,000 impressions a day for 30 days. You could put an ad like that if you were promoting in that marketplace. There's the social media, okay, social media today that I was showing you earlier, that is quite expensive. 70,000 impressions would run you about $2,400. No, $1,400, I'm sorry. And if you were to go with the top 728 by 90 and add, it's $20 per thousand, so it's a little expensive. But if you wanted to go for, let's say, 70,000, that's a $1,400 ad. Well, we go over to social media today, like I showed you earlier, and that 728 by 90 would show up right here. Prime real estate is going to cost you. But let's go back and look, okay, and see what kind of readership they have. This is one of the things you want to look at. Over 500,000 followers on Twitter. Okay, so when these subscribers subscribe via Twitter, every time social media today puts up an article about social media, it's going to hit their Twitter followers, especially if they have it hashtagged, and they're going to come over here and they're going to read something that's taking place in social media, and your ad would pop up there. Remember again, the purpose of your ad is to drive traffic back to where? Not to a sale, but to your autoresponder lead capture form, your sales page, your lead capture page, your blog where they can sign up, because then you can follow up with them. When you own the email, a true permission-based email, when you provide people good content, give forward and people will give back. Give forward to your subscribers. Give value. Pay it forward with good information and tips how they can do this, how they can open up a coffee can or a can of green beans without a can opener. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody take a can of, you know, canned foods and flip it over on its top, on top of a sidewalk or a concrete curb or a porch, concrete porch, and scrape, because most of your canned goods are put together with aluminum, tin, and solder, or just sealed aluminum cans or tin cans. I think they quit using lead solder back about 50 years ago because it was poisoning people. But you can scrape the top of that can back and forth. That's a tip that, you know, some people don't know. And how do you survive, you know, out in the field, you know, in the wilderness with water if you don't have any water sources? How do you collect water? You know, you can write tips in a variety of genres. All right. So this is what you want to do, is get people back to your website. Get them to your sales page, whether you're using e-zines or blogs or social media, or if you're using a technology website. Go through your site and make sure that you have it set up to receive leads. If you don't have one, you can go over to US Home Workforce and get a free blogging system over there. David, he's not charging anything for it over here. You can come in here, I can get you the link for it. If you went over to US Home, that's not set up right. You can get US Home Workforce DMS group. If you needed a system to make web pages, you could come over here and just go through this application and just skip the payment process. Just go ahead and get registered, put in your email address, and create a free account. It will log you in. You can use the system. You can get back here and go through and learn how to use the blogs. We'll do separate training and webinars on that. I built a web page for my Skinny Body Care. If I wanted to promote Skinny Body Care, I could have them sign up over here on this. I framed it in, or they can sign up on this. All right. I built another page over here for a free autoresponder course. I'm writing an autoresponder course. This is how you follow up with people. Get them into your autoresponder for your business, all right, where they sign up, and teach them how to use autoresponders properly within the confines and the guidelines of the law and the terms and conditions of the autoresponder company. Or you can go to YouTube and look up Tyler Moore over on YouTube. TYLERMOORE 2016. And this is his latest video. It's about 3 hours and 15 minutes long, but he takes you step by step without missing any steps, shows you from start to finish how to set up a nice blog. And it's not that hard. You can put in a contact form, okay? It's like over here on my site at ErnestOdell.com. You know, people can sign up over on my blog to receive notices. And every time I post a blog, whether it's a repost or if one of my co-contributors puts up a blog, they will get a notification. All they got to do is just come in here and subscribe with an email. That's it. No spam. You know, they can. You know, we don't sell their emails. We don't rent them out. We don't share them with anybody. They're all maintained in the server behind a firewall. You know, we just, you know, I hate spam. Everybody hates spam. The only other alternative you can do is go get you an autoresponder over at Aweber or GetResponse or another autoresponder company. You can plug in your form like I did over at U.S. Home Workforce. I can plug in my autoresponder form and send out a free e-course. People love free stuff. In the back of the autoresponder, you can back end it with a small offer, you know, something that pertains to that particular lesson, and pick up sales. But you have to first get leads, real human eyeball leads. You do not want click sellers just sending harvested emails into your autoresponder. You don't want to buy click leads from these people. I'm telling you, it's bad news. I've already had to deal with one customer that just got burnt real bad because he went and, you know, under the delusion of buying a bunch of these clicks that he was going to make money overnight. You know, this is not a shiny object business. Email marketing, autoresponder marketing, internet marketing. It's a community and a science, but we've gotten some bad players in it over the past 10, 15, 20 years. Didn't take long for bad players to start coming in and ruining the market. That's why everybody thinks everything is a scam. Not everything is a scam if you do it right, okay? If you come over here and you want to learn how to properly you know, do e-zine traffic or e-zine marketing or autoresponder marketing, I come over here and click on this e-zine traffic formula, sign up and get it over at ernestodell.com. Read the review that I did on it, okay? I'll send you the link. It's just down here. I did a review right down here. I'll send you the link here if you want. I think I put it on my Facebook page. I'll put it into the chat box. Okay. You can use it for 60 days. If it doesn't work, you know, if it doesn't work for you, get your money back, refund it, whatever. Okay. I'm not going to make a killing off of this. What I am going to suggest you do is you have to build your list organically. Now, I want to share one more thing with you so that you don't think that I'm just blowing smoke. You know, back in the old days, I would say something like I'm blowing smoke up somewhere, you know, and everybody get upset with me. Okay. Let me go ahead and log out of this, log out of my account. You've already seen my impressions, my clicks there. We get over here to my AdPlug account, and I'm going to show you in a report what I've gotten over the past, 15, 16 days. Come in here to my analytics, and this is just off of 2 sites, 2 of my blogs. One of them is a classified ad site, and another one, of course, is my Ernest Odell blog, ernestodell.com. Change this from February to July, and we'll leave this at August. Okay. Right here, we're looking at the number of impressions, and it really didn't start until about July the 26th. I got 2,947 impressions. Okay, What's today's date? This is August the 12th. So far, this is cumulative to date. All right, 71,000 impressions. An impression only shows up when someone lands on the page, so you can technically call that a page visitor. All right, the clicks, they'll range anywhere from 88 clicks back in July to 32 so far. All right, because like I said, the nature of impressions are just impressions. All right, let's look at the day. All right, go to impressions. Wednesday, 2 days ago, 21,000. Okay. Yesterday, 4,000. Today, Friday, so far, 1,483. And tomorrow, because it is showing some from tomorrow, because this is on GMT London time, Greenwich Mean Time. We've already gotten 396 impressions because it's registered off of the London GMT time clock. Okay. Impressions back last Thursday, 17,000. Then it dropped Saturday. There's Friday, 7,946. Okay, like I said, impressions being what they are, impressions are impressions. Impressions are impressions. All right, you're not going to get click-throughs. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get click-throughs, but you do, they'll show up, okay? And then when they land on your page, depending on how well your page is laid out, that will determine your conversions, all right? So there's no guarantee that people are going to sign up just because they land on your page. If they look at it and say, yeah, you know, they're going to bounce off. You're going to have a bounce rate, all right? So let's go back down to clicks. Tuesday, July 26th, we had 57 clicks. Down here, Wednesday, we had 16. Down here, we had 2. Jump up, you see the number of clicks. Now, let's go to the reports and just take a look and see how well the ads ran. So I want to start from July the 26th when I started using this service, okay? And we're going to run it to Saturday the 13th because it's already Saturday morning in London, all right? And we're going to select all of the ads that I've got running in that little plug, okay? And we're going to see how well they worked. And I'm going to run 2 different reports. Some of them I've got them turned off, I've got them paused. I haven't deleted the ad, but I did pause them, okay? And I am running ads in there for some other people. Okay, and we're going to take it in PDF format. You can export it to Excel or comma separated values. We're going to group it by day and run the report. Come back over here and we're going to group it by ad and run the report. We'll look at the day report first, okay? July 26, 1,500 ads, that's what we saw on the graph. Thursday, 8/4, we had 17,000 clicks, okay? Or not clicks, but impressions. 9 clicks. That's less than, 1/10, 1% is 0.05%. Here, big deal, whoop-de-doo, 1.1%. If you get 1% or 2% or 3%, yeah, that's good overall, if you get that many click-throughs. CTR is click-through ratio. This is number of clicks. I got a lot of clicks on that day. The day I plugged it in, I got, seems like more clicks versus impressions. here 2 days ago, I got 21,000 impressions. Yesterday, 4,800. Today, up till midnight GMT, we got 1,400. What drives those impressions is how you write your article or your e-zine with the keyword-rich content, okay? You want to make sure that you're writing keyword-rich content in your blog post, or if you're a co-contributor, or if you're running through e-zines, okay? Here, okay, that's a cumulative total for the past, 15, 16 days. And this will go up, you know, by tomorrow. We'll have more clicks and better percentages, perhaps. Here, I'm just looking at the report by ad, and I'm looking at the number of impressions that came up. The EPS ads that I had running were doing pretty good, because I don't know what it is about instant quick money. You put an ad up there, people do respond to it. I've had some signups over on the EPS site. You know, so some people respond better to that. I've had a few clicks, okay, where they actually did click through to the site. The directory of e-zines, it's had that big ad that I'm running over here. That's this one right here. That's the ad right here, okay, that's running over on the website. So far to date, it's gotten 3% click-through ratio. That's good. 558 cumulative over the past 2 weeks, 17 clicks, okay, at approximately $90 per sale. About half of them are converting, okay. So that's not bad. It's, you know, maybe $900, $800, $900 worth of commissions that have come in, all right? But it's a test, and it's the only way you're going to build traffic. If you dedicate your blogs, okay, to one specific niche that you're advertising, if it's Skinny Body Care, SBC, Skinny Body Care, or if it's MoMTTB Business Education, or if you're doing instant rewards or something else, in combination, in tandem with YouTube videos. I just rendered about 40 hours worth of videos today, and Heather, I will get those replays to you. I'll get the links to you as soon as I get them uploaded. But it took me over 40 hours to render these videos, because we had a power outage yesterday, and it goofed all my conversions up, and I had to start over. So I had to move them over to my fast server to get them done faster, and it still took all day. Normally on a laptop, even on a new fast laptop, it'll take all day. But this is the kind of numbers that you want to go for, and you want to set up your funnel where when they hit that click, that image, that banner over at any one of these networks that you're working with, or if you're using the e-zine traffic formula over here at you can go over here and watch this. I'll send you the link here. Send you the link in the chat. You can bookmark that. This is about a 5 or 6 minute video, and watch what Charlie has to say. It is going up to $297. He lives in College Station, Texas. we call it BCS, Bryan College Station. Charlie's been there for years, listened to his message. I know Charlie personally. I correspond with him. I collaborate with him, and I give him a lot of information. He gives me more than I could ever give him. I'll never, like I said, I'll never regret buying this. He's owned it since 1997. He bought it from Ruth Thompson when she wanted to retire. Brilliant woman. She developed this, and Charlie, he's just taken off with it for the past almost 20 years now, and has really made a great resource out of it. There's tons of resources back there that you can use to advertise your business. When you get real targeted traffic to your website, you're going to get better response. You're not going to get any kind of response out of ClickSellers. You can publish with people who on their own list. They might say, yeah, I won't rent my list out to you, but you give me your ad and I'll run it for you for, I say, $100 for a month, or for broadcast or publications. I'll run it once a week for 4 weeks in a row. That's $25 a week. I've got a very targeted list of subscribers in one of my databases. There's only 3,500 people. Okay, I've had large lists up into millions before, but they weren't all that responsive because they were all general interest. But I have had targeted lists of 3,500 that were specifically interested in only one market. And can anybody guess what that market was? Anybody know? Tony, Heather, Fred? It was the freebies. Instant rewards, U.S. Home Workforce, My Cash freebies, Paradise freebies, you name it. It was just a freebie. The freebie industry, $50 gift cards. 3,500 people. That's all they wanted to know about. They don't want to know about anything else. All they want to know is what is the latest in the freebie advertising industry. Very concentrated niche, okay? Would I be wise to sell or send them an email about an MLM, Skinny Body Care? Probably not, because they're not interested in MLM. They're only interested in freebies, all right? So I probably wouldn't get any response out of them. This is the kind of stuff that you learn over here with Charlie's directory of e-zines. He gives you targeted information, who's your target, and then you find your target group of subscribers, and then you send your ad to them. You wouldn't send an ad for, add to your retirement income with MTTB. You wouldn't send that ad over to a dog care or a cat care site, okay? You would send that over to, people who are looking at retirement, and possibly boosting their income. So target your list, and you're not going to use all of them. I only use about 2 or 3 out of this directory. That's all I use. But I have good rapport with them. I have good activity, and what I've learned by blogging. This is the kind of results that I've been getting just over the past 2 weeks. All right, and I'm looking to increase that, because the day I hit 17,000 last Thursday, I got a real nasty email from this company, AdPlug, they said at this rate, if you keep doing this over, the next 30 days, you're going to have over 500,000 visits. You know, so I upgraded, and it's probably a good thing I did because it's only $10 a month and I've got access to all the functions and the reports and everything. So take a look at that. We got any questions? Anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself and talk. Heather, I saw you go green, so I know you got a question on your mind.
No question. I just unmuted it.
Heather was one of my students over at the banner ad class when I was when I'm teaching banner ads and traffic. So this is just kind of a little extra. Some of this, Heather's been over before. She's seen some of this before, but I've got more. And maybe next week I'll do another one when I see more results. But get in there and take a look at some of these resources and put them to use. I had one lady that came in from what was it? Social Media Today, and she put in a $1,400 ad because Social Media Today, as I said, has that over 500,000 Twitter followers, and she's targeting that mobile traffic. And let's face it, guys, not everybody is sitting at their computer. They're carrying mobile devices around with them, smartphones and tablets. They're hanging out in Starbucks with their tablets, and they're buying stuff. They're reading articles. You might as well go where the market is and don't wait for them to come home, because by the time they do get home, if they have a laptop, they might be tired, or they might, be busy partying. Go where the market is. Go with the mobile market and find those mobile markets. Get with a JV partner. Create a JV partnership. If you go into Facebook, log into Facebook here, and I go to big ticket affiliate marketers. If you want to find somebody, and these are big names in the industry, okay? You cannot advertise over here. I'm one of the moderators along with Kevin Riley and Willie Crawford. Willie's been around for years, okay? If you want to join, come over there. If you want to form a joint venture, and as you see, Willie is in there, Jack Bastide, David Curtis is in there, Elaine Timoteo, Mark Bosley. Anybody who knows me knows I signed up under Mark Bosley. Jeff Spangler is in there. Okay. They're members. Okay. If I look at the membership list here and the admins, you only see 5 of us. Me and Willie, Kelvin Brown, Kevin Riley, and Matt Garrett. If you place an ad for posting, for trying to recruit people into a business opportunity, all it's going to do is get your ad removed and you bumped out of the group and blocked. That's all it's going to do. No warning, no shots across the bow. But if you come in asking, something like, can I do a joint venture e-zine top sponsor ad with somebody who, you know, who has a big list. So I might say something like this. I would like to do a JV with someone who has a large list of 100,000 subscribers or more, or 100,000 combined. It needs to be in a proven buyer category for either BizOp or MLM. If anyone would like to discuss terms with me, PM me and let's talk. And then I'll post that, and then I'll take that and I'll save it so I don't lose it in case it gets pushed down in the feed. Now, Willie might reach out to me. He's been on the internet for about 20 years, and he's got several books out. He's WillieCrawford.com. He was one of the early adopters before he retired out of the Air Force. He's much older than this picture here. But Willie and I go back a long way. I've subscribed to his newsletters for years, for better than 10 years. We talk to each other occasionally on the phone. We chat. We chat on Facebook. We chat on the phone. We trade emails. I email him back and forth, and I correspond with him. You know, these are some great people over here. Kevin Riley, he's over in Japan. Lives over there. He's a photographer. He's made a living out of it. There's a lot of people here. Henry Krause, Phil Newton, Rob Toth is built, you know, he's a big name, okay? Do any big ticket affiliates maintain a network of business buyers, investors, and high net worth individuals? See, he's putting his feelers out to do a joint venture, and this is basically what we do. This is all we do over here. Big ticket affiliate marketers who are looking to do JVs or joint ventures with other big ticket affiliate marketers. Now, what is big ticket? You know, how big is big ticket? You know, we get a lot of people say, well, you know, to me, big ticket is, you know, $2,000. Whereas with other people, big ticket, I know people who have spent $30,000, $50,000, and $60,000 on big ticket items. Some of them all up front, some of them over the course of a year. They have spent $30,000 to $60,000. You know, what you would, you know, spend on a college education. That's big ticket, okay? I have some clients that pay me $10,000 a month for them to have me, you know, consult with them and be on retainer. And in a course of a year, you know, I do give them an annual price break of $100,000 a year. That way, you know, they got 2 months free, and they keep me on retainer, and they may never call me for 6 months, but they still paying the bill. They still pay the bill, okay? If they want to cancel my retainer halfway through the year, you know, I'll do a prorated refund of half their money back, okay? So, you know, I'll do a prorate. because I'm not in it just to steal their money and not, have a no return, no money back policy. I do have a prorated return policy, so they can quit. And then there's been some I've been known to fire. I have fired customers because they've done stuff that they were advised against doing, and I've sent their money back to them. If they prepaid for a year and they were in there for 1 month, I sent them back a prorated, return with, maybe $90,000 sent back to them, and with a letter, you're fired. I don't want your business, because I'm not going to ruin the reputation of my suppliers. I'm not going to ruin my reputation by taking their money and then have them come back on me and say, oh, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do. Well, no, I did, because I was very clear in writing in my terms and conditions and in my NDA, and I've dotted all my I's and all my T's. I can take it to court. I have been, like I said, I have been known to fire customers and give their money back. Okay. So it works both ways when you're in consulting, and I've got some high ticket, big ticket consulting clients that do this. I don't need their money that bad, that I'm going to just, keep it all with a no money back policy. So I hope this little quick webinar has been helpful for you guys. If it has, let me know. Give me some comments on the wall up here on my Facebook page. Let me know down here if you have any questions. I've also put information over on my 10X page, Ernest Odell 10X without the dot. If you go over here to Ernest Odell 10X, you can actually get more than 5,000 people on the business page to like it and stay in touch with me. On my personal page, I have more people over there than I do here. Okay. But the thing about personal timelines, they're limited to 5,000 people. I've got 4,916. I have been maxed out before, but I don't like to let it get, too far gone and maxed out. Any questions, Fred? We've gone for about an hour and 40 minutes, a little bit longer than some, but I'm glad you stayed. I figured there was just a little bit more content here than there was for 1 hour. Fred came in a little bit late, but that's okay. Fred, how you been?
I'm fine, thanks.
Haven't talked to you in a while.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
I'm on my phone.
Yeah. Were you able to watch the presentation?
Unfortunately, no. I think the late part. I missed the presentation.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I've watched since I came on. When you were talking about your clicks and buying the stuff.
Yeah.
Through your e-zines.
Yeah. Well, I'll put this up. I said I wasn't going to record it. Well, I wasn't going to make it available for replay, but
Right.
I did record it, and I'll put it on a private unlisted channel. If you and Heather want to watch it later, I can send it to you. And if you want to share that private link with somebody else, you can do that too. I just won't put it up into the public, YouTube network, but I will put it on the private unlisted, and I'll send you the link on Facebook.